Hello everyone, thank you for joining me today. I'm Marivox, and in today's video I'm going to be giving you guys a tour of the Tenpines Bluff settlement here in Fallout 4. So this settlement was built across a series of build episodes, so if you want to, or if you're just now tuning in and you want to see the entire thing as it's being built, go check out that series. It's the Tenpines Bluff Build Series. Otherwise, let's take a look at the tour. So this gate here was one of the first things we built, along with the little barracks right here to the left, but this is the first view you're going to get of coming into Tenpines Bluff. We've got a little guard tower up here, and we got somebody looking out over this really nice vista. There's not a lot of people that come up from this way, but considering there's a raider settlement over there, I just felt like it would be a good idea to have eyes on this side over here. Most of the time when Tenpines Bluff gets attacked, people are coming from this side, but just for safety means, nice to be covered from all angles. All right, so if we come down here, I'm gonna go this way first. So this is our inn, and underneath here, this is where the Brahmins stay. So I know this is just a Brahmin that lives in the settlement, but for lore purposes, this would be where the provisioners come and stay right here, and they keep their Brahmin underneath, in that little shed there. But upstairs we've got 2 rooms, and each room has 2 beds, a little rug, nice little place to sit and eat a dinner maybe. They both look the pretty much exact same. This one's right here. It's a nice little cozy place to stay while you visit in Tenpines Bluff. Shut the door. Thank you. There's even a nice little outdoor patio area that they can sit in and, converse with each other or whatever. So if you come down here, this building here is original to Tenpines Bluff. I didn't do anything with this. Go up the stairs. It actually won't let me remove anything. So I kind of wanted to turn this into like a security check-in station, but I realized I couldn't remove these beds. These were here and we're going to stay here, so I couldn't do anything with that. So I just kind of left this room alone. Now if we go up this way, this building here is the barracks. If you come in here, they've got a nice little place to sit, a little place to play checkers. They can keep their weapons and their dog tags and ammo, some food kind of stored in these lockers. They can stay here if they have an overnight shift or whatever, and they can get a few hours. There's just some little knickknacks in here. Nice little living space. So I actually had to change this. It didn't. This area didn't used to look like this from the original build that I made, but I was noticing there was some really bad pathing with some of the settlers. They wouldn't come into the general store, and that's what this is. This is the general store here, so we're going to go in here and take a look. We got some things on the shelves. I kind of wanted this to be the kids' corner right here, so we got a little lunchbox and some toys and little figures. Here's the clothing that's for sale. We've got some household maintenance items over here. Some other more household kind of items, more like how you're living or whatever. Some food, little place to have some reading material, and of course some weapons and ammo back here. And then attached to this little sign here says employees only, because this is the living quarters for the person that owns the general store. So there is a little eating space here, a little sitting area. I'm going to shut this door behind me. It's a little easier to maneuver. There's a kitchen here with some food on the shelves and some food prep stations. And then around the stairs here is, all right, so just a little office right here. And we're going to go up the stairs. So this also looked a little different. I noticed I was having some trouble. I started to kind of let the settlers kind of move into this area as they would, and it got overpopulated really quickly, so I had to add some beds. So I moved this around a little bit. This had 1 bunk bed upstairs, a little bit of a sitting area. I bumped this out a little bit more so I could add 2, and I added a wall here, and then bumped this area out so I could have another bedroom right here. So I kind of consider this one the master, and they can, shut these curtains or whatnot for privacy. But just a nice little space in here. All right, we can come back downstairs, and this is the living area, the home for the person that owns the general store. Close this behind me. There we go. All right, and now we're gonna go up these stairs. And I didn't change any of that. All I did was add this kind of decking here and here to kind of make the pathing a little bit easier to get into the general store, because again, people were not going in there. They were just kind of standing outside and being really weird. Up this way, we've got the bar. I just closed this door. Anyway, there's a little outdoor sitting area, so you can see this ashtray with a little cigarette in it. Deezer's Lemonade from Covenant, the little outdoor seating area, and you go inside. There's the bar. There's some drinks on the counter, some drinks on the shelves back there. Little sitting areas in here too. The bottles hanging out on the table there with a nice little lookout for this little walk area and into the opening of Tenpines Bluff. And then up these stairs, this is where the owner of the bar lives. They just have this little one-room apartment, but there is some storage in here, so not to worry about that. They have a little cooking station right there with some food storage and some clothing storage here. And this is where they sleep, and they have a view to the outside of Tenpines Bluff. So the village or settlement doesn't extend this far back, so they can see outside. And they also have a nice little seating area outside. So this nice little patio up top with a nice little bench and little table for eating outside on nice days, which might be few and far between here in the Commonwealth. All right, so we're gonna go back downstairs. There's one more little area down here I want to show you before we move on to a different spot. We've got a turret here and extra little wall right here, so it's hard for anybody coming in this way to, try to invade the settlement. There's another little security checkpoint, and I also had a desk for maybe the commander of the security forces, and you can see some kind of information kind of going around, supermutant orders, the Jamaica plane fire, caravan details, that kind of stuff. So I try to add a little bit of lore, like saying the person that works at this desk is kind of in charge of security here and keeping track of all of those things. And they've got the little gun and ammo in there just in case they need to be active or whatever, but this is their little office. All right, then coming back down the stairs, we're going to take a left into the heart of the colony. So this is really, or the settlement, this is really just the front end of it. I know there's a lot of stuff here, but a lot of this stuff happens back this way. So right here is the greenhouse, and so in my idea, or my lore, I guess, for the settlement, their main export is food. So all the food that's grown in here is grown year-round. So that's what the greenhouse is for, so that they can continue to export their food as necessary to the other settlements around the Commonwealth. And this, I believe I've said this before, but this greenhouse is actually designed by Norespawns. So if you want to take a look at that, I'll add a little clip or a little link to his video for that. Over this way is another home. I had originally thought that this would be the innkeeper's home, and it can be, because it is attached to the inn. This room right here is right beneath one of the inn rooms, but it's just a little one person setup here. They do have a good bit of space and a little bit of privacy. Nice little window looks out onto this side of the Commonwealth out of Tenpines Bluff. Little eating space. I did have to make this a little bit smaller. It did have another bump out with a couch right here, but the weapons merchant was having difficulty getting in here, so I had to rework all of this. But here is the weapons and armor shops, and up top there's a security area for guards to be posted. So they've got this little door over here, and all their weapons and stuff stored, or their armor for the other one, I guess. And then in between the two, there's a little sitting area, again with a little fenced off. So nice little place to take a lunch break, maybe. This is the armor store. You get some armor on the shelves in the back, and then the mannequins to either side, kind of displaying the wares. Right down this way, so there's this little kind of doorway. I had to fix this too. This was like just a little grassy area with some tomato plants or whatever, but again, the merchants would not go into their stores, so I had to rework this area as well. So now it's just a little kind of patio area with a little waiting area and nice little lookout to the side of the settlement. And inside here is the salon. All right, so you got a little also interior waiting area for those colder months in the Commonwealth. It is Massachusetts. It does get cold. So we're going to come back around this way, and this is the clinic. I had shut all of these doors too. Anyway, this is the clinic. You can see the little drug sign there. So we're going to come in. There's no exterior shelving for the medicine. I wanted to keep it kind of behind the counter, so anybody that needs to buy any medicine needs to talk to this person here. And there's a little waiting seat here, the sadly waiting area for anybody that is, any family members that are waiting to come see their family. There's also a surgery station here and 2 recovery beds in case anybody needs to stay overnight. And then coming back out this way, I had to add a large, because this settlement just got really big really quickly. I think there's like 20 people living here now. I had to add a larger, water pump. I had these little itty bitty ones kind of stationed around strategically. Let's see, find one. Yeah, one of these. I had a bunch of these just kind of stationed in places, and it just wasn't enough water. So I moved the generator that was powering the satellite, the settlement recruiter beacon. Had that generator moved over here to this little gap and put this right here. This building here is our crafting area. So there's the armor craft bench and some storage up here. I added some stuff in here, so just in case anybody that needed some sort of material and was missing out, it might be in, this little storage area. Some other little storage tool stuff back this way. Of course, power armor crafting and weapons crafting. It's a nice little cozy crafting area. Back this way is the scavenging kind of workstation. So you've got the scavenger's workbench here, and then there's a bunch of storage in here for anything they may pick up. And of course, this is kind of where they also sort through what's useful, what's not useful, what can be moved to the general store, what needs to be moved to the crafting area. I did have this outhouse in another place originally, but where I had it, it was too close to living areas. It was like literally right next, like on the other side of a wall from where people were eating, and I was like, that's not a good place for it. So I ended up moving it. Like, yeah, the space was the exact right shape and size for it, but it just realistically wouldn't have been put there because that would have been very unsanitary. Back this way is the more domestic kind of area of the settlement. So I added more farms here. So this is more of like the settlers' farms, and this is where they grow their own food, like the kind that they don't end up, sending out. Something about a death clock tearing up the place. Couldn't stay asleep. Back this way, I've got a few houses over there and a few houses over here, but we're going to go through this build first. Now, this is also a no respawns build. It's what was put over. You can kind of see the skeleton of the old destroyed house here at Tenpines. And I'll also provide a link for that in the description. So if you go in here, I turned this into kind of a community house. So there's places to play some board games, little sofas for, social. Here's a place to lift weights. Another little table over here and some chairs. Then upstairs, you can play pool. It took me a while to find these little 6 balls and 8 balls and everything. The cue ball right there. It took me a little while to find them, and of course, they don't want to fit in the rack. They're just a touch too big, but whatever. It still works. I like it. So you can play pool here, and there's just a little sitting area here. Another little sitting area there. So I just tried to make this feel like a cool place to hang out at the end of the day. Actually, every night there's more people in here than there are at the bar, which is kind of funny. All right, now we're going to go this way. So this was originally where I had put the doghouse, and then I moved the doghouse here and then moved it over where now the outhouse is, because the outhouse was right here. And again, it was just on the other side of this wall, and people were eating there. I'm like, that didn't make sense. So I moved the doghouse back here. It just fit better. So here is one of the settlers' houses. Just a little, it's a long house, but there's a seating area. There's a food prep and eating area, some storage for food. And then back this way is the sleeping area. And it's a bunk bed situation so that we could have 2 people sleeping in here rather than just the one that would have fit. So that's one settler's house here, or maybe 2 probably. Here's another one. I added some storage outside here because their house is a little bit smaller. Some food prep right here. Eating area, storage. Got their food on the shelves here. Some some jackets and stuff down there. And this is a one bed kind of place. It just wasn't really big enough for 2 beds here. Move, Ada. She has a habit of getting in my way. And they also have a little sitting area out here to kind of work together, and they've got their own little farm right here that they can, farm and get crops from. Now on this side of the settlement are some more houses. These are the last 3 houses. There's a little outdoor eating area here that's kind of covered by the community center, which would be kind of a fun place to also hang out. I think this house here might be my smallest one. Not 100% sure. Could be the house above the bar, but again, seating area, some food storage, sleeping, food prep and eating here, so everything fits nicely. Another little house here. Oh no, this one's my smallest house. This is just a 1 box with 2 halves here on the end. And this had to put a small bed in here, but there is still some privacy with the food storage. They don't have a food prep station separate from their eating area because it's just too small of a space for that. So they do all of their food prep and eating at this table here. And around this way, let me shut that.
Seems to be growing well.
I'll go in there in a minute. Back here, there's a little farm as well. Got some potatoes, some carrots, just some nice things to fill up the space. And then this is the last house we're going to go through, and this is probably the biggest one. So they have a nice big kitchen and cooking area, good food storage, because, similar to everywhere else, but they have a lot more of it. A larger table for eating. They've got a much larger living space. Little Boston Bugle sitting right here on their coffee table. Right here they've got another workstation, a bookshelf with some books on it. And then we're going to go upstairs. I got a little bit of a storage there. Gonna go upstairs here. Now I tried to place some walls here to create some sort of division of the space, but it wouldn't let me do that, so that was kind of frustrating. But so this place can sleep 3, I think. Some storage. Another little sleeping area here. And that is the entirety of Tenpines Bluff. So I'm gonna walk back out to the front. I think my favorite part of this build, gosh, it's hard to kind of narrow it down. So I really like this little view and how this, the sight lines here.
Need to get back to Diamond City one of these days. Biggest town I ever saw.
But I also really like this area as well. How each of these builds kinds of fits together just so well. Anyway, so that's Tenpines Bluff. Again, if you want to watch the entire build process of this settlement, you can take a look at the build series on my channel. It is in its own playlist, just the Tenpines Bluff Build Series. But if you liked this episode, please leave a like and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And as always, thanks for watching.